That's funny when you make mistakes, isn't it? Oh, you're a bastard.
Oh, like when you called me Niall Blee the last night. Oh, it was fucking bang on. Hey. Everybody give a big hand for Niall Blee. And everybody's like...
I purposely did that for funny effects.
Aye, my balls.
You're one of them cunts that go on a bit like a woman, you know.
Here we go.
Here we go. It's International Women's Week next week, so we'll start now. You know what I mean? Whenever I do something wrong, it's like when you come in, oh, do you want me to set up upstairs? Literally walked in the door before you went into the bar to say, listen, we're going to use upstairs. And then you walked in.
Which you never do. But that's the whole fun of it.
But I do it today because
it's our relationship.
I did it today because we're doing it on the weekend. We usually do Monday night. You can't just assume, Niall, that this room's for you at all. We could come up here and go on the up and nobody'd say anything, wouldn't they? Just drink everything in that bar.
Do they have cameras in here?
They do, yeah, but sure, they was their life. The amount of entertainment we bring to us.
True, the amount of joy.
The joy and fun. And
do you know what? Hey, fucking boys in the bar at 11:30 on a Saturday's a tight.
What kind of state are you going to be later on? Like, there's, they always say the best time to drink is between 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock.
They start?
Aye, because everybody's looking their best. And then you can go for breakfast. No, but then I think there's day drinkers that get away before all the head rakers come. But then if I start now...
But 11:30 still morning, like.
11:30, so my normal... If I was in the bar at 11:30, by about 2 o'clock, I'm a big gulping with stains down my t-shirt. Somewhere. You know what I mean? Just rotten. Do you know, back in the day when I used to drink, I used to do a lot of street drinking, like. Because it was the thing back then.
It was.
It was the thing. Like we used to go.
Does anybody street drink anymore? Bar street drinkers, like the alcoholics. Like
I would say that young people maybe skip. No, well, my son was out last night. He's going on 17. I had to go and pick him up from. He was getting an Indian at fucking 2 o'clock this morning, or a pizza or something like that. He's in the pizza place getting like a spicy beef bag.
Somebody listening to this could ring welfare.
Right.
There's a 16-year-old.
He wasn't drinking. I didn't say he was drinking. See, you always make
assumptions.
So that's what I'm saying now. When we were young, you went to Melvin.
Aye.
I was like, anybody that doesn't know
the girls' school?
Melvin or the girls' school outside 5 Acres. Mm. So I'll tell you the order I went. Started drinking at 13 or 14, right? So all the big fellas drank in Melvin. Melvin's like a sports complex. You couldn't drink around now. It would look fucking awful. But back then it was rough enough.
You look like a pedo.
Like I know teachers and all. Current teachers that used to drink with us down there.
It was a thing.
It wasn't like they're scumbags drinking outside. Mm. We started the racing track up the Ballycommon. And then you get promoted then when you're about 16 down to the 16 to 20 club, you know what I mean?
Right.
Then you started drinking Buckfast. Some boys like some laughing Evo stick. Some boys like, it was just mental. And then you left there and went over to town. But because I was a wee shite, I was barred. There was 6 discos.
Aye, but it was.
Do you know the 6 discos? See if I remember them.
St. Pat's.
Yeah.
Kitty Dilly's.
No. Back in the day.
The Buttery.
Yeah. So that was called the Bentley.
The Town Hall.
Yeah.
Melman Centre.
Yeah. Did I say 6?
Fir Trees.
Yep. 5. There's one more.
There used to be one at the Bridge End.
So I remember everybody taking like where we're going to go, and I couldn't go to any. So I drank with them up to they went to them places, and then waited till they all came out. Then I would have been standing outside with my fucking German Parker on my skinhead. Fucking, what are you doing with my hair? Would you get me? Bottle of fucking Buckfast.
I can batter him, Would you go with me if I battered him?
I beat a boy with a bare bum one time in front of his girlfriend. He attacked me, like. So I just went to held him down and said, "No, shouldn't be talking about this."
Bare bums.
But they were the bad mad days. But some change now. The world's changed. Like you're talking, like I'm talking 15. So that's what? I'm 38 now. I'm 48. 33 years ago, is that right? Different world. It's mad, isn't it?
Would be good to maths, like.
30,
but you know what?
30 and 15 is 45. I 33 years ago.
There was a thing that you wouldn't even know. Like, there was nights we went out not even looking to go to disco. We were just going to drink at the school, walk down the town, stand outside,
sometimes
watch the fights.
Do you remember going to the grill with no money? You get drunk on the way down, went in, never bought a pint.
No.
Just out dancing.
You had your E in your pocket.
Pretend getting shot down by every second girl. Hey, would you go with me? No? That's alright. Would you go with me? No? I don't care. That didn't make you anyway. You wouldn't be my first choice. Would you go with me? No? Then you have to go with someone with a fat forehead.
I remember going to the grill, and I had this mate always wore like a jumper, shirt and tie.
Was it like a combo?
But it was jeans, and he wore it all the time, and then I was like, man, why do you wear that all the time? Every time we go to the grill, you always wear that thing. And he goes, man, bottom of the tie is the best place to put the E. Never look in there.
Tabs?
No, you just put the wee bit at the bottom of the tie. There's a wee hole. He used to put these on there. It was under the jumper. Man, they're never looking in there. I was like, that's genius.
I made a man went to the arena. I think it was Republicans ran the arena.
Aye.
And it was Loyalists ran Kelly's.
Aye.
So Kelly's was open season. You land in. Speed, trips, gather around.
You got your E's.
You go to the arena, you've got ticket anything, you're fucking dragged out the back and decapped. You know what I mean? So my mate says he was up and he had 2 E's in his fag box. And he says, fucking great place to put it. He says, this big bouncer says, let me search you. Searched him, pulled his fags out, opened them and started going. He says, there's just waiting. They didn't come out. Gone on ahead. Boy behind him got caught doing the exact same thing. They slapped him right across the face and fucked him out. Back then it was old school.
Oh, yeah.
Now maybe the report you, or see nowadays maybe they'll try and help you. You know what I mean, man?
Well, I had mates over.
You're addicted to drugs. Let me signpost you somewhere. Back then it was scumbag.
I had mates over at Fat Boy Slim over in Manchester there in the summer, and it wasn't even the summer; it was October. And they have sniffer dogs and all at the door, and they search you. But apparently it's common knowledge. They were chatting to these English boys. They say it's common knowledge that you take your drugs that you intend to take.
Stick it up your bum.
No, and then you take the drugs that you're going to give away.
Well, how are you going to get? Why are you going to give it? Oh, the ones you get caught with.
Aye.
So if you get caught,
So if you walk up and say any drugs, you go aye, and then you pull out these ones. They know you have other drugs, but they're like, oh, well, that's okay. It's like a bit of give and take.
Sugar in a bag, then here you go. But is it Spain or Germany that they can test your tabs in the way into a nightclub, like, to see if you're at least. No, they can test to see if they're.
But
if you're eating, no, don't be touching that. It's rat poison.
That's what I mean. Like, at what point do you go, fuck, I wouldn't take them.
But there's a safety level. Like, apparently, pure MDMA can't hurt you. Was there not a big documentary, Dr. Nutt, on BBC or on Channel 4? They cancelled him then because he was saying MDMA is safer than alcohol.
Aye, probably is.
But by the time it gets to you, in whatever form, powder or tablet, you don't know what it is. Because a lot of psychiatrists use it apparently in certain parts of America and Europe. Check that out. Think of the mouthing you'd do if you were coming up on a tab. You'll just tell everything. You're my best friend, man.
Because I was listening to that book about the Irish boy who was stuck in the Venezuelan prison, and he smuggled, after he was caught, he cut open a bag. So they give you talcum powder.
Right, hold on. Let's go back a wee bit. Who's this and what's what?
Some Irish guy who's a painter struggling for money. After the Celtic Tiger fucking died down. Celtic Tiger, he was fucking struggling badly. Mm-hmm. And he had a mate that was like, hey, I know how to get you a handy 10 grand. This was years ago. And he even said that Banged Up Abroad was on the TV at the time, but he was like, that'll not happen to me. Like,
happened to me.
So he was waiting for a couple of weeks and he got the call. And the boys paid for his flights and gave him spending money, give him a couple of grand to go over there. Went to Venezuela, told his family he was doing a bit of work in Spain. And they give him a suitcase, and all you have to do is get the suitcase. They say, dress up, no nice smart tie and all. But he thinks somebody was tipped off, because I think they hadn't caught anybody in a few weeks. So I think then the drug dealers actually sacrifice a few kilos just to keep the cops on side. Because if they're getting away with it, then the cops are going, hey, on ahead.
They always give them one or two, mules.
So he thinks he was one of the ones. Took in, opened the bag.
Red.
He thought he was 6 kilos. It was 8.
Oh, it's another 20 years.
No, 8 years you get.
Is that what you get?
In a Venezuelan prison, but the prison's ran by the prisoners. But when he was in the interrogation room, they kept him for fucking 48 hours or maybe 36 or something. But they give him a toothbrush, face cloth, talcum powder. And one of the times they all left the room for ages, he cut up one of the bags, emptied out all the talcum powder into the trash can, filled it up with Coke.
Did he have it inside him?
No, the bag, they left the suitcase in front of him.
Shut up.
So they left him in the room with the suitcase, so he opened up a bag, filled the fucking talc bottle, put it back in set it all out. And a woman actually came in one time and sniffed it, but because it was still tapped.
You still have the talc on?
So she was like, it's talc. So he got the ticket to the prison then.
Oh, that's some currency.
Oh, he kept it for ages, because if they find out then that you're fucking...
They just take it off you, you need to fucking...
Oh, they just shoot you in the head.
So you need to find out what ways this place operates.
So but when he filled the talcum powder, he put out a big line.
Took it.
And then, man, he was there.
You can face, you know what I mean?
Oh,
then
man,
you're going, come on.
This was pure Colombian. Wasn't the fucking watered down stuff.
Aye.
He said he couldn't feel his whole top of his head for fucking hours.
But it would have got you through the first...
He was in it was an airport and a port. I think I said this before, but at the port, they just handcuffed him to a thing while they were waiting on the prison to come and lift him, or the courts or whatever. And the two boys working on the thing bombed him. Took him in their room and bombed him, sir. But I'm about 3/4 away.
Still weird? Did they enjoy it?
No, I didn't.
Man, I swear right on my whole family, see the scare, and I've said this, anybody that listens to the pod regularly knows this, and I reckon if it wasn't for this moment, I probably would never have... Probably even took a risk and went and did a degree. Because I remember my mate, Joe McGarrigle, got a degree and he got a 2-1 and I thought he was a genius. Because I came, working class. Nobody in my house ever had a 3rd level qualification. So I just thought it was unreachable.
So your family didn't know the alphabet? Not the whole way through, like.
If you sing it, we get through it.
I still have to do the months,
I was in the school working the last day and I do a game where I get young people to get in alphabetical order, but... They're not. It's about communication, but no talking. And they're all walking around going. But I was going to say the scariest instant moment of my life was because you watched all the prison shows, man. Shawshank, Prisoner Cell Block H, fucking Oz.
Oz was a tight one.
This jail was the double of Oz. It's the exact same setup.
Aye.
It was brand new, so that was like in hexagons. You know what I mean? So the boys were in the middle and they could see around. But I was in the orange suit. The orange suit you wear for 2 days. So you're a newbie, like.
Right.
Along with all the brothers and the wee paddy wagon. It all fucking wired up and all. But the scariest moment, because it reminds you of every single fucking jail movie you've watched. Do you know when the gates, and they're massive, it's like going on the fucking King Kong's world. And you've got the 2 towers up above. Jurassic Park. So you've got the gates opening like Jurassic Park, right? And then you've got the boys up in the towers with the guns, standing, sunglasses and everything on. America, like. Dogs barking. And then I was getting out, and that literally was in my head is, what time am I getting rid? That's what time's the bombing session happening? And how am I going to do it? Do they fight like fuck? Because I'm only 18, 19, and I look young enough, like. And all the aggression and hard madness just melted away from when I was running around Strabane thinking I was a fucking animal. You're in Strabane thinking you're a hard man, and you leave and you just go, holy and you're small. The size of the boys, like, all I said about was doing the weights in the gym, and they locked the door, and I was thinking, is this it? Because I was on doing weights with like 3-4 massive men.
Wonder they get steroids.
They could have passed me around like fucking Gordon the Gopher.
Hello, my name's Ron. I'm Irish.
Big Sunshine and Keith were going to ride me.
Tight, or not tight, like, but...
It would have been fucking loose. So them doors opening was the moment in my life where I went, just deal with what's happening right now. There's no point in thinking forward because it's the unknown. And it was the exact same when I was doing my degree. I got accepted. I nearly started crying because I had to go to one of them meetings because of the criminal record. You go to a meeting after you do your interview, and then they talk to you. But they wanted me in because I was working with travellers, and I was like a unique. They wanted a diverse group, And I got on the back at. I nearly started crying when he told me because it was like, I knew things would change forever because it was going to be a professional at something. Then MMA. If it wasn't for that moment, I would never have got on the cage. Because it was like, I never got on the cage, it was like 30.
No.
Do you know what I mean? So
and you weren't getting rid of a hole?
Exactly. So that, people always say, and this is the number one, and I'm doing this with the young people, like, when you're going to school and you're saying, listen, before we start.
Don't get bummed.
I probably battered your dad and whipped your ma. But I actually said I probably battered your ma and whipped your dad. Didn't go down well. But what was I saying? I
give you the.
You were just not so. I started fucking. I used to box when I was younger, but the first I got back in the cage, it might have been 29, maybe 29 of my first jiu-jitsu. 28, 29, started doing jiu-jitsu and started competing in that and doing well. And that was scary as fuck. First time you do it. And then the MMA, I just agreed to doing it, and then I shit myself for the 2 months up it. Couldn't sleep at night. What the fuck? Checking, I was fighting by Ryan Boyd. Ryan Boyd's actually best friends with Gary Pollock. It runs. Do you know how many times I went in and looked at the picture of Ryan Boyd? I would say about 20 times every day. Going on to look at the boy you're fighting and checking who's he talking to and did he mention me and just shite. But it was just all down to.
But you know what? That's a thing because I know a lot of guys now who enter jiu-jitsu competitions and you'll see your bracket and you'll see who you're fighting and they'll Instagram them.
Oh, aye.
Just to see.
Who am I fighting? And Sugaris says it to me too whenever I was fighting him. That's how we started to get the fight. The good thing about the boxing for me, it brought me up with the comedians. Now I'm great friends with Paddy and Geddes and all. No friends like. But he says he just did a deep dive in me, No, because I can understand where he's coming. This is his first fight. Pressure's on him too because he's a big lad. So I'd say he went right back through all my history of anything to do with fighting.
See, I never looked. Anytime I was competing in jiu-jitsu, I never looked. Like I seen their name and I was like, and like, there's no real point to looking on Instagram too because it's all the good stuff.
Oh, you're only getting. So I'd put you off more.
Aye.
So Geddes was getting his raps done. No, well, he says, see the whole day up to the fight. He says it started off. You had 6 fights. Then somebody else says, an MMA, but he's got another 10 boxing fights, and he's got numerous jiu-jitsu. And then Brian Coyle was doing his bandages. He says, that man, there was a champion, but I don't know what it is. And then it was like 20 fights by the time he got the Brian. Know what I mean? Everybody was adding fights on. So there's Geddes going out to a boy that he thinks is a pro fighter. Like, he would have been under far more pressure than me that night. Like,
I know.
I was under the pressure if I lost. But I didn't care because I was confident. Like, when you have the skill, see Paddy Shields is fighting. Paddy put up a hand punch in the bag. It shows you if you don't know what you're doing, you don't know what you're doing. Because that's the one he went through. That's class. Good, decent jab, but things that if you're fighting, or if you know a wee bit about fighting, that you know straight away. Oh, so he would jab and just bring his arm, drop it down. So that's the right hook straight away. You're just that used to doing boxing for years. Your hand naturally was back there, but anybody doesn't. Boom, and then his hook starts there. Looks like an uppercut. Turns in the hook and he goes in there straight. So it's like,
so
it goes up.
It's a question mark punch.
You'll probably knock him out with that. He's fighting Tubbs too.
Because I was listening to McCann with Eric Kelly too, and Eric Kelly just gets fucking ripped into how shady he is.
And
how, he doesn't hold back on calling him fat.
Who?
Your man. Just McKellar just calls him fat. He says he actually said to him, if you were
I was when Geddes showed me the video, the clip, I'd sort of my back up a bit, going, who's this cunt? But then I realised it's the boy that McCann was on about that I started training with him, and then did the whole big. What the fuck?
Do you know who rang him in the middle of the podcast? Javante Davis.
Who's he?
Fucking one of the best boxers in the world.
I'm sure he was going there too.
Tank Davis.
Never heard him.
He said to McCann, if you were 5 inches shorter, you'd be a perfect circle.
Circles in the sand.
He says, you know what you remind me of? A snowman.
Speaking of cunts.
Yeah.
We did a gig here, ladies and gentlemen, in the Boiler Room Comedy Club. We were back after 2 months off, and it was fucking class, wasn't it?
It was a good night,
Back to Boiler Room levels. And do you like the seating's better, not it? People can get up.
Aye.
So people can sit now, and you can get up and go out for a pee when you need.
Aye.
See, the last time you're stuck in that chair because it was around Brian Forbes, the nemesis. So Brian's downstairs
Getting photos of the comedians.
Getting photos. He actually put a post up saying, "Great night." He wasn't up downstairs. He kept sending tubs up. He wants you down. For you to tell him he's not allowed up. I said, tell him if he puts a foot in any of them stairs, he's going straight back down again.
Or a nose.
Or his nose. He wanted to come up with his mate and fucking just wreck it.
I reckon.
Destroy the night, like.
Aye.
That's what he does.
Chaos.
So he seen me, Kieran Franco, pulled Kieran Franco over and says, me and the wife are finished, you know. And then sent him a photo the next day of him, a hangover and all. And then I was him and Eamon. And they're my favourite two comedians. And there's another comedian behind him. And he goes, don't know who that doll is. She photobombed. But he doesn't know because he wasn't up.
Aye.
He just thought it was some random girl stuck her head under the photo. But he's the bane of my life, eh?
Do you know what people are fucking saying to me again, hey? And I think it needs to be said. You should go to the boiler room no matter what.
Aye.
Because people, like, I think this week again was a reminder. People are saying to me, fucking, it's just a great night out. You're home for 10 o'clock.
10
couple
or
of beers.
The price of 2 pints.
I was like, man, that's what we're trying to tell you all the time.
And the other thing is, like, I would love I know people out there that are brilliant headliners, but they're not famous, so people don't come. Like Ryan Collin, for example, he's fucking touring. Him and Mickey toured Australia together. He's flying in England. Do you know what I mean? And he's from Lifford.
Yeah.
And he's coming here. Now, it's nearly sold out. There's like 10, 15 tickets there, but he's selling out fucking our theatres in England. I'll give you an Andrew Ryan's the perfect example. And actually, when Andrew Ryan first got here, we only sold 30 tickets from him.
Aye.
He's on Q Radio every day now. I think he sold out to LA twice.
Twice, eh?
He was in here and he's telling people this is a brilliant club, you need to embrace it. Now, you see the 30 that always come. They're the regulars, they're the hardcore. But it's like your sister-in-law, they love comedy.
Aye.
Some people come to realise it's not for them. That's alright.
Aye, of course it is, aye.
Like the guy that does the sound and lighting and Lavery's doesn't like comedy. I mean, I'm not a comedy lover, you know. But he
doesn't have to be.
He respects the art and stuff like that there. That's right. That's right. Like
but even my sister, who's a regular, was like, you fucking forget what a fucking good night it is. It's relaxed, it's no hangover, It's bed early, it's laughs.
You get the bad and Saudi.
Aye.
And then the good thing I think about club comedy compared to like, there's another example. We had Colin Murphy here. This place sold 60, we sold 50, right? 2 months later, sold it to LA, 300 people. You know, but I'll tell you what it is. When you go to a theatre, it's a night out. You're going to theatres, pre-drinks, you're getting in, do you know what I mean? But it's not as good as a comedy club, like.
Oh, I could have been a cunt too, hey, but
when I started talking about you were sitting in a lovely place, like you were more or less on stage.
I know, that's a great spot, but you don't see some of the facial expressions sometimes if they're looking that way. But man, I know a row of boys that were absolutely baked on edibles.
Shut up, the boys at the front?
The boys that were not looking, they were looking that way there the whole time.
They didn't want eye contact at all?
Oh man, and see if I had to let somebody know, a comedian.
Why'd you not let me know?
Because they would have been freaking like.
Class. You're a cunt.
They were saying to me the next day,
I must get you the MC some night. Would you be up for it?
Would I?
Bit of crack.
Aye.
Get yourself into it, man, because MCing's not stand-up. That's what I did MCing last night and fucking Squealing Pig, and it was unreal because I'm going up listening to music, eating chocolate, drinking coffee. Where usually you're going through your set and getting it right and pacing it and all. Because I think when you prep for MCing, it always goes shite. You just have to roll with. So I don't go on any material at all, unless it's the boardroom and I want to try a couple of wee new jokes. But the
good thing about it, you can ask people what they do, where they're from. And if it's not working, you can just bring on.
Do you want to know how to do the wee trick I have? Do you want to talk? Well, you're more than welcome. And then move on. Don't turn on their cunt.
No,
so if they don't want to talk, that's okay. But then you make them welcome. And then the next person down the it's not going to be bad. No. And then they always hang themselves. There was a boy last night, he had a beard down there, and he was a big fucker, like, he looked like a Viking. And there was a boy over there that looked the exact same as him, only skinny. I says, this is like a before and after turkey fucking visit here, boys. And they were just like, no fucking, just because it's top of the head. You don't have to be fucking seriously funny.
No.
It's just sharp, crack, and it brings everybody together. So if I had a knew about the edibles, I would have sort of went easy on them, but it would have been some laugh.
Oh man, was
it the front row?
I was laughing.
I seen one of them kept doing that every time I mentioned them.
Aye.
barcode here.
I pointed at Boggs, yeah.
Do you know the best thing? I love Strabane, right? I do a joke about footern, right? And I always go, give me a show of hands if you love a wee bit of footern. And every room, most people just sit. You get the odd fucking Strabane, the whole place, zoom, hands up, right? And then Geddes, was it Geddes that asked, or somebody asked, is there any married people in here?
Oh, it was Joe Jervis asked.
And everybody just sat silent, and I seen you just going, because nobody wants to even. It's two things. You bring attention to yourself, then you're involved, or men are thinking, I don't want to give it away in case.
But there's also you go, yes, and you're the only one that speaks.
Where all the dirty stuff, yo!
Aye.
Anybody married? She had an English
Anybody
accent.
got a girlfriend?
Once the English accent came out, you just seen the room. Right?
No way. She brought it.
It's a disability, isn't it?
Oh, she highlighted it like.
In a wee Republican town.
Aye.
And then saying that she's from here, but the English accent, it comes through.
It does. It's strong too.
And all you're just thinking about is getting dragged out of your bed when
do
you're
you know what?
in your pajamas when you're fucking 6 years old.
I kind of get the same feeling when it's a really posh accent. Like we were training there during the weekend. It was a really posh woman, and she had a really pronounced all her words. And
the caramel bunny.
What's that?
Do you ever remember the caramel bunny?
Oh, aye. No,
do you know who she is?
Who?
Do you know the... She's not wise. She always curses away on Jonathan Ross show. Wee fat doll with the curly hair. She's on Harry Potter now.
Oh, aye. The lesbian doll?
That's her.
No way.
You used to bop your baloney to her.
Her and Jessica Rabbit.
Aye. On the bed with Jessica Rabbit and the caramel bunny. Yeah, dirty Brit. That's the photo there.
And the caramel bunny was quite erotic, like. She
was, I said all the curves in the
she
right
was
place.
thirsty, like.
And then you were that age where you just had tingles. What's going on here?
Why is that rabbit's wee lumps at the front?
Roger Rabbit then was just put the lid on it the first time you were attracted by a cartoon.
Jessica Rabbit.
Jessica Rabbit, see this, but
she had all the curves in the right places. I wonder was she, or always half her face was covered. I wonder if she like a wonky eye or something.
That was her hair.
Aye.
No, see when you're riding her, she knocks it back. That's the way I drew it, anyway, when it's whacking. Love you.
We better get finished up. Roger's coming home soon.
I'll give you a fucking Roger if you don't fuck up.
Oh, the caramel bunny.
Anybody out there, any man at a certain vintage, driving along, out jogging, you know what we're on about.
Was the caramel bunny
Jessica.
after? No,
that would have been before Roger Rabbit. There, they probably stole that idea.
Let me see if we can get a photo.
Maybe it is. She's probably not as good looking as she's one of them drunken rides. You wake up and you go,
caramel bunny.
Oh, there's a stuffed one too. What? Can you send away for it? Is that a blow up one there?
Look at the hoop on her.
That's a bow tie.
No, but look.
Here,
let's caramel bunny naked.
It's bound to be.
She's
just a rabbit. She's always naked.
Without the bow.
You just can you take your fur off, please? Get her voice on there. Do we get an old throwback?
Oh, right, okay.
This'll go. A whiskey.
Oh, look, there she is too.
A whiskey. You grab my hand.
Miriam Margold's the voice behind the caramel bunny. Right, let's see. Hey, Mr. Beaver.
Oh, Innuendo City, isn't it? This was our porn, ladies and gentlemen, when we were in primary school.
Hey,
Beavers getting that out.
why are you beavering around? Haven't you heard of Cadbury's Caramel? See, as the thick Cadbury's milk chocolate melts with that dreamy caramel, you just have to take things really easy.
You have to be quick when you're bobbing your brownies. You don't have much time left.
Take it easy with Cadbury's Caramel.
Her voice.
And see the thing about it, you shouldn't understand. We didn't have. It wasn't like Sky Plus. We could pause it and rewind it. You had to be quick.
Oh, aye. And if you did pause it, if you paused the video, you just had all the lines.
The face going like that. Aye, she's loving it.
Yeah, they fucking.
That's it.
There were certain. Do you know what I seen on?
It's mad. That's always the way, isn't it? It's like side boob. Not seeing the full thing.
Do you know what I seen the last day on the Ding Dang Do? There's an updated Emmanuel. Do you remember that?
I never watched the first one. No. I know that there's do you know it's like a series of Emmanuels? Volumes.
Aye, but it's like it used to be a soft porn thing.
Aye.
Because the videos would be banging about.
Is this wrong I would probably enjoy a soft porn more than I would a hardcore. I hate seeing this. It just doesn't do it for me at all.
Soft's pretty soft, like.
Well, I would rather have like a Hollywood version of sex. Roadhouse up against the wall. Nobody's doing that. Like,
no.
Did you ever try it?
I would say half the girls.
You sliding them sure hit your head on the wall.
A lot of the girls back in the day would have been easy enough.
It's easy to do a blow up. Am I thinking out loud? But
I was like, we both were never
porn guys. No, ever.
Something.
And I was like, boys just to get together to watch them.
That's weird.
Do you remember that?
Aye.
Videotapes. I was usually school lads. Something around that age, because they all went to a house, watch the porn together. I was like, right, it's not fucking...
Definitely.
Sitting there feeling awkward as fuck. Wear it.
No, I wouldn't have had a route. I couldn't have been watching porn with fellas on a TV and got a hard on. No way.
Stranger things have happened.
No, definitely not.
So you didn't have the Farley's Ross?
Yeah, like even, say, we were all sitting around this room and a bare woman came in and got on top of me. Everybody watching? No.
I would chase her. Or there's boys would chase after. There's a different type of horn.
I don't even like strippers.
I remember being in total shock when I heard about a guy I knew getting his wife walked in. And I must have been, when I found out about it, I think it was about 11 or 12, that his wife walked in and caught him with another woman, red-handed. And it was like shocking to me. Like it shocked me to the core. I remember going, what the fuck? Imagine that scenario, but you get older and you know the way life goes on. But back then I was like, fucking hell. When it came to sex, I was just a prune, I think. Prunish. Prudish.
You were a prune.
I probably, because I never got girlfriend. Like, Arlo's really my first ever girlfriend. Like, I've had other relationships sort of that we met when we were drinking and stuff. No one of them ones that you go with somebody every time you drink. What do you had? You know that one? But there's none of them. Or I think somebody had my name in their school bag one time. I heard Roman. That's it. That's the height of my romantic lifestyle.
Oh, did you know what, man? Do you remember the whole...
And my granddad was very religious too. I think that's definitely... He was definitely, you do that, you stay away. No, this is... You don't have sex till you're married, like.
Aye.
Strict. No, you're going to hell if you do anything. And he used to drag us to mass every week in Bestbrook, and we used to do decades of the rosaries, and we were highly religious fucking job, like. My dad was inside, so my granddad sort of took over.
Oh, but you man, see, thinking back,
religion was the law.
All the awkward sexual fucking stuff going up. You know the rite of passage.
And nobody told you anything.
No,
so you had to pretend you knew, and it was all just listening, making it up. I remember that's how far out I had no clue. And there was a girl that we knew that was having sex with fellas, right? And the boy said to me, hey, what about her? Would she go? And I says, she's up a spout.
There was lots of...
I thought up a spout meant that she's riding. So he went, no way. I says, there's a couple
she's always up a spout.
She's up a spout all the fucking time. And he's looking at me, because he was like 20, and I was 16 or something. He was like, right. And what? And I says, and I think he asked her at night, is it true you're pregnant? She went, no, not yet. What? Fuck? And I was like,
she loves it up a spout.
That's what I thought, because I didn't know the terminologies. And so I says, she's up a spout. Trying to be cool, smoking a fag, hated them, burning my eye, you know, all them ones.
Smoke, but ash flies under your eye.
Smoking under the eye, and you're like, she's up a spout.
They're all up a spout. Her and all her friends are up a spout.
There's a room in there full of women that are up a spout. For any Japanese or Vietnamese that are listening, up a spout means you're pregnant. In Irish terms. Anybody probably outside Strabane.
I remember going...
Who says up a spout? That's definitely what it means.
Aye, up a spout.
But is that a Strabane thing?
Up a duff.
Up a duff's more familiar. Up a spout. Is that a Strabane thing?
I don't know. But man, I remember I remember not being allowed to go with a girl for some reason. And
She was married.
I mean, go me around the back of the school and was like, we'll have to break up or whatever.
Awkward.
And she said something about...
You had to break up?
I can't mind what the circumstance was, but I remember saying to me, she said something about sex, and she goes, well, sure, before we finish, we'll have to do something. I remember walking away and the sweat running down my face. What the fuck does that mean? Because she was up a spout. Like.
She was an up a spouter.
She's been
up the spout fucking 16 times in the last 2 days.
Oh, fuck, I remember it well. I remember it like it was yesterday. I just remember the awkward fucking...
I was nervous, and that's shit.
Oh man, I'm in going to a girl's house one night. And dry riding was a thing. Like, does dry riding happen anymore?
Has to.
I remember fucking coming out of a girl's house and everything was like a mashed potatoes. She fucking grinded me for an hour and a half. I just remember there was a film on for the whole time. I just remember it was like...
She was looking after herself here.
Aye.
You know what I mean?
Oh, aye.
I
was in pain.
Do you know what's even hard? Were you drinking?
I was like, no.
Aye.
No. I had a packet of Maltesers.
And you had your willy, I bet you had your willy facing down. And then it went down against.
Sure. It was...
Do you know what I fucking couldn't do? Dates. Sober dates. I could go with somebody if I was out and you're drinking and one thing led to another and you're confident and you start snogging. And we had slow sets as well, which was an advantage.
Yes.
But I remember going with a girl that worked in the flats that I stayed in. And she asked me, she asked me, and I did. She was good looking too. But it was the most awkward fucking thing, eh? I didn't know what to say, and I was like, do you know, awkward silences, no, and I'm looking away a lot, no.
Looking to see if you can see somebody you know.
Hey, I have nothing to say. It's like somebody could give you an edible, and then you're sent on a date.
I was never too bad there, now, like.
No, I'm no good. I think there's an ignorance set, I've said this to you boys, when it comes to the female race. I think I'm so confident around lads, and I'm not around girls.
No, I was always good in both ends.
We know that.
No, I was always alright.
Let me in. No, but I just, as I says, man, I could be working somewhere and I would know all the fellas straight away, and I wouldn't know the girls for ages. And I don't know if it's like, I don't know what it is. I need to fucking work on it. Some need to work on.
You're a sexist pig.
That's probably what it is. Misogynistic fucking men are better.
No, it's just probably. But you know what? That's probably a deep-seated fucking growing up.
Must be.
Because
we went to an all-boy primary school, had no sisters. My ma was a hired man. You know, never had any real. Well, my ma was like, I know what it was like for a woman to struggle, looking after wains on her own. Do you know what I mean? And I always appreciated women, and I always stood up for women. And my ma was like I was never homophobic or nothing. Young, it was very clear that my ma was saying, "Listen, you're born like that, and this is the way we are." And do you know what I mean? And she sort of kept us, even though my dad was inside, no, she kept us away from any. She didn't want us to join the flute band or nothing like that. She didn't want us, you know, opening ourselves up to maybe going down the route my dad went down. Do you know what I mean? Trying her best to stop us anyway. So she would have been like that. So I fucking appreciate what my ma did. And she actually went back to uni when she was an adult, while we were three wee bastards, and got her masters and ended up a social worker. You know what I mean? So I just don't know. I think it's just.
I remember chasing girls from...
Even my job in Derry was just men only, because of the travellers. So it was just men all day long. But like, I'm in the schools now, and the wee girls are something.
I can remember being at my Holy Communion, looking around to see this girl that was meant to be tackling, and just like looking around to see where she was sitting, and then going to see where, you know, the wee Holy Fires, you know, your wee picture up on the wall, going to find her picture. I would just remember always being obsessed with girls.
Did you? I was the opposite, because nobody wanted to go with me. So I was obsessed with fighting. That was the other, like, I needed, but there's no buzz like fighting, you know.
100%.
And Strabane back then was like, we were like hooligans, you know, the English version. That's what it was like, because everybody speaks now, but it was all just head of the town fighting the Ballycummin or big fucking.
It was all areas, like.
Fighting in the town hall car park.
I remember going through the bridge and having to fucking get raced all the time. Because Ballycummin getting raced.
We didn't have Wi-Fi, you know what I mean? We needed to do fucking something.
There was no Call of Duty.
Exactly, so everybody was doing it fucking with their fist. It was like even going down to get, as I say, my son last night and his mates going home at 2 in civil and all, and I was going, fuck. The shit I was getting up to when I was their age, like. Just fucking. and it was just get me in trouble. And it was never crime. It was wrecking. I was just a fucking Tasmanian.
But I always thought I'd have to like prepare my kids for like, you know, you're going to get punched in the face, like you're going to get jumped down the town for something, and you know what the reason is going to be? No reason.
There's no. You might even see it coming. You know what I mean?
Because that was a thing when we went down the town. You got punched in the face for fucking, and it was usually you.
Aye. I was one of them ones people give wide berths. We fucking Eamon said to me, I know my better. He says, Eamon McAwee. He says, whenever I walked in he says, if I'd be sitting in dices or something, you come on. He says, that was my last pint. He says, it was just, right, cunts, you, headlocks, dancing, bare bellies. He just
like, you just have McAwee up above your head, like.
Even worse. Even worse.
Like a stick.
You know when he's irrelevant? I don't even see him. Move. All that fucking...
if he's doing a piss in the toilet, you push him out of the way.
Aye,
because you have to piss.
Aye, because that's my turn. Now it's my toilet. Oh, bastard.
And do you know what? You weren't the only one. There was loads of people like that.
Oh, because you learned around your surroundings. It was this sort of like survival of the fittest, wasn't it?
Aye.
You had to fucking move your way up.
Whereas he were at McAwee, now I wouldn't have been a fighter, but I would have went up to you, engaged you with a bit of crack. Kind of made you
You still have your alpha. Doesn't mean you have to fuck. Alphas doesn't mean I'm going to battery, but it means that I'm not fucking backing down to you.
Well, you know, just go up, have a bit of crack with you, and then
I'm sure would have knew you and the crack back. See, the thing about it was McAwee could have done that too. I just didn't see it. I didn't see my behaviour. This is the thing too. Like I got into so much bother for so long, and I didn't know what it was, and it was vodka. Like, and now I could, like, if even I had to stop, like, I don't drink vodka anymore now. And see when I do, accidentally, I click back in the gear, madman gear. You wake up in the morning, and you see the names of people you're ringing. Thank God they didn't answer, because I was away. Where wine sends me to bed, right? I've had enough.
Aye.
I could go to bed and leave half a glass sitting there. Do you know what I mean? That's unheard of with vodka. It's like, where's what's left? I've been going to neighbours' houses knocking up, hey, have you a bottle of wine? Swear to God. Not giving a fuck. I could go out with if I could be skint, right, and you'd not go out, you're going, I'm not going out, fucking, I've only £20. You give me a bottle of vodka, I'll go out for 3 days. Come back with money in my pocket.
Oh, what
haircut.
We were at the gym this morning, and I'll say no names, but one of the boys was in, Madman,
Mills.
And the boy I was along with was like going, ask him the roasty story. And he was like, what's the roasty story? And I was like, fuck, that's a long time ago. Sorry, I haven't thought about that in a long time. He says, my ma was making Sunday dinner one day, and she sent me to the shop to get frozen roasties. He said, I went on a 3-day bender. He says, the roasties were in the car melting. He says, just out for roasties, met somebody, ended up in a party, 3 days, no roasties.
Fuck. We were on holidays too, and Arlo went mental. Me and my cousin Branya. We went to get a car out. It was one of them, there was a band in the bar, you know, and it was by the beach. And we just said, sure, we'll get one drink. So we said, would you put that drink in ice? They put it in ice for us. We stayed there for about 5 or 6 hours. Arlo Emmett was only about 3, so she was sitting back in the apartment waiting on us. Watching Branya's win, you know what I mean?
Do you know what?
And we're up doing the fucking hanging around the, you know, what do you call the train?
You
know what?
Locomotive?
Do the locomotive to me. Yeah, and then we're up in chairs, because Branya's as mad as me, was drinking her too. So meanwhile, she's waiting in the apartment. We know air conditioning. And she's with me, and then we brought it home. The drink, 2 a.m.
You missed that.
She's in her bed.
Hey, but you know what I hate? I have a trait on me, whereas like we came back from Poland, I'm like, oh man, I can't be bothered with drinking. And I still can't be bothered drinking in the house, or like even last night, I couldn't even get a glass of wine. And I was like, no, I can't even be bothered. But I can feel the rip.
Bubbling. You went in a couple of dirty ones there. We say dirty ones. Dirty ones for us now at this stage of the game. It doesn't take much. Like a 3-day rip would fucking kill us.
I couldn't.
That's what I'm saying. But if you did,
straight through, I will be. I'd be found.
But
I can feel now like I want a night out, like a rip and.
A good night session with lads and
but then that resets me.
I need to be away with lads, messing, mouthing. all that crack to get that out. Every man needs that, I think, to get it out of their system.
Hey man, I go on a dirty rip, which is not that dirty a rip.
5
Like,
hours.
hanging, and then I think I'm David Goggins. You losers drinking, fucking look at me, and then I'm like
Judging people.
And then I can feel it rising up in me again. I'm like,
That's a good way to be, but I think. Because what happens is I'm sort of the same. You go on a rip and put you off doing another one for a long time.
a month, one every month. I think I'd be 12
I
a year.
read it about 5, even about like 10 a year. But I would rather go out, or like get out of the town.
Aye,
I don't feel comfortable going out in the town anymore now.
no, big time. Aye.
And it's nothing to do with ego and all that there. It's to do with getting tortured.
Aye.
Because see, when people leave you alone when they're sober, but everybody has something to say to you when they're drunk.
Aye.
You know, all the things that they'd say, if they seen you in a post office, they think it, but they'd never say it.
Aye. Well, they say it then.
Aye. Good or bad.
Aye.
Or even getting... Do you know, that just to do this happens all the time, especially if you partner up, because it was me and Duffy, and me and you. And people love telling you who's the best.
Aye.
Yeah, it doesn't matter if they're chatting to you, you're the best. Chatting to me, you fucking... Or me and Duffy, was more so me and Duffy. And I think it was because we went up against each other with fat loss. Even he fucking did the sneaky one. Mm-hmm. And races and Ballycombe games, and we were sort of always competitive.
Aye.
But just people are cunts too, just when I fucking say so.
Anyway, let's wrap this one up. I have to... Things to do.
Saturday? I don't know. Ladies and gentlemen, don't forget, on the 5th
Of April. Saturday,
the 5th of fucking April, we are going to have our biggest show to date. Far bigger than the 3 most successful ones we had in the Fir Trees. 200 people packed in. You know what it was like. Great crack. We had 3. The third one was the most professional. Everybody loved it. We're bringing it to the next level now. We're going to be bringing it to the Nerve Centre. One of the best venues about. The Verve actually played there. Would you see the people that played there? They're not put our picture up beside them, like, but they're up now beside them at the minute. We need to get up and put the pop-up stand. So it's going to be massive podcast live. Me and him doing our thing, bringing on a few guests, having a few conversations. Before that, I'm going to be emceeing a night of comedy. We've got award-winning comedian Eamon McElweed opening the show, and then we've got probably Ireland's best up there, top 5 funniest men. Me. And we've also got Mickey Bartlett. We've got Mickey Bartlett coming to Slay, and he's going to be sitting on the pod and everything, having pints. We're going to be drinking, and then we're going to have a wee competition. Kilroney, and we've got 4 of the best up and coming comedians about. I went around and get all the ones everybody's talking about. So, audience decision, audience participation, might be a few prizes. We always say it, but don't do it just to get tickets sold.
Yeah,
and then bit of music. The sound's in there. There's no better venue for sound and lighting and stuff, so it'll be like party atmosphere.
Yeah.
Anybody from Derry, even you Strabanians, come on up. Get a wee bus.
There's a few coming.
That's it. Taxi now's nothing shared between 4 people, you know what I mean? Up, rips on, we're drinking.
And any of them people getting a taxi, I mean, they left home that night, so...
We'll definitely, we're sure we're famous that night. Like, we'll be.
Get a chariot back.
Probably, aye. Hot air balloon outside waiting on us, just... Get us home, just. Or any hotels out there when they put us up and we'll advertise these.
Tickets on the Nerve Centre website. Cheap night out, great crack, guarantee you'll love it.
We're going to clip this.
Yep, up a fucking hoods.